Hey guys, this is Coach Bill, and this is, oops, let's see here. I'm trying to get rid of something here that's on here, and it seems it doesn't want to go. There we go. Sorry about that. Had a little glitch in my live Facebook, but I took care of that. Again, this is Coach Bill with Fat Loss Made Easy. Hope you guys are having a great, what is today? Monday today. Finally got a little bit of rain. Matter of fact, we got a lot of rain, which is great for us here. Guys, today is a topic that I'm pretty sure most of you have most likely gone through when you started a new fat loss diet. And at the very beginning, you went through the issues, and that is having those carb cravings and those sweet cravings. Most everybody, even Emily and I, when we first started this journey with this high-fat, low-carb meal plan and combining it with intermittent fasting a few years ago, we basically went through the same issues you guys did, having those, at the very beginning, having those carbohydrate cravings and those sweet cravings. And the reason for us is I was still educating myself on how important hormones are and how important hormones are to depressing carb cravings and sweet cravings. So I was still educating myself on it. Well, in the last few years, obviously, we've pretty much fine-tuned it all and came up with some solutions on how to reverse those carbohydrate cravings and those sweet cravings at the beginning of your weight loss journey while you're trying to get your body acclimated to burning fat. Because once you get your body acclimated to burning fat as its primary fuel source, and then getting away from carbohydrates as your primary food source, then automatically your body is going to depress those hormones that cause cravings. Now, a lot of you get really hard on yourselves when you're first starting out. Today's Fat Coffee Day today, guys, non-fasting day. You get really hard on yourselves because you're having a really hard time dealing with those cravings, and you feel that your willpower is really weak. You know what? Get that out of your mind. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you here. It's not your fault. When you're first starting out on a weight loss journey with a certain diet, you guys, it's not your fault. You have hormones that are causing you to have those cravings, and your hormones have been out of whack for so long that when you jump right into a new diet plan, your hormones just aren't ready for it yet. You have to understand and educate yourself about the importance of having balanced hormones before you even jump into a weight loss program or a new diet. You need to understand how the hormones react to certain foods. And so even though you might be the strongest willed person out there, you're not going to be able to compete with your hormones. So like I said, don't be so hard on yourself and think that you're weak and because you just can't seem to get through or get past those cravings that are sabotaging your diet. And most people within the first 60 to 90 days who don't understand hormones and how they react to certain foods, most likely they will fail and then actually either gain the weight back that they took off, or they'll even gain more weight, or they'll blame the diet for not working when actually it's not the diet, it's your own hormones. And so I'm here to tell you guys that with the right tools, the right meal plan, and combining it with time restricted eating, you are going to be able to control the hormones that actually cause cravings. But it's not a simple fact. Well, it's a simple factor in a way once you're given the right tools, but yet it's not simple because most of you don't understand the physiology of hormones and how they actually work. But once somebody has educated you and you've done some research on it, then you will fully understand how they work and you will know how to fix that. And so that is how you're going to be successful in your weight loss journey, is getting your hormones balanced first. Some of you might be thinking, well, geez, Bill, you talk an awful lot about imbalanced hormones and how it affects weight loss. And that's because it's true. I mean, all we've been hearing for the last year and a half by our government medical doctors about this COVID-19 is follow the science. Follow the science, even though most of the states aren't following the science. But that's all we've been hearing, right? Well, guess what? That same saying, follow the science, also applies to hormones and how they react to certain foods that you eat. And I'm telling you guys, I mean, you could be, there's just so much science on how successful people are when they're doing a true high-fat, low-carb meal plan. This is not a high-protein meal plan. This is a moderate protein. And the fat content or the fat percentage is monitored. Can you overdo fat? Absolutely. It's like anything else. You overdo anything, it could have a adverse effect on you. So there are factors involved, and there is a balance. It's all about balance, and it's all about, I mean, it's the same thing with your hormones. It's all about balance. I mean, I see the same people every single time I walk in the gym, and I may work out for 40, 45, sometimes 50 minutes. And that same person, when I walk in, is on that same cardio equipment when I walk out, and they're still going on it. I see these same people day in and day out. And there's even a couple of them I know for a fact that are actually health coaches. Yet their body composition has not changed at all. Matter of fact, one of them I'm noticing is actually gaining a little more body fat. So obviously all that cardio is not working, because it's not about how much cardio you guys can do to lose that or to burn calories. It's not about calories in and calories out, guys. Not about that at all. It's all about hormones and how do you address them and how do you balance them, and it's all driven by certain foods. And it's also driven by how often you eat those certain foods. And that's why intermittent fasting is so beneficial when you're trying to lose weight. The benefits have been documented for decades. There's so much science behind it, but yet people are still doing it wrong. Because why? Because they haven't been educated on how to do it right. And so if it doesn't work, you know, I heard a doctor say one time, this doctor has been working with obesity clients and type 2 diabetic clients for over 20 years now, I think. And he is now out teaching other doctors on how to reverse obesity, fatty liver, and type 2 diabetes because he's got enough research of his own to prove that intermittent fasting is probably the #1 key to lowering blood sugar for those of you that have type 2 diabetes. He also knows, and he's also talking about, that how powerful it is if you combine a high-fat, low-carb meal along with intermittent fasting, a true intermittent fasting, then it's even more powerful when it comes to reversing obesity, fatty liver, or type 2 diabetes. But yet, a lot of the health professionals out there and nutritionists, even though this doctor has been doing this for 20 years, it's like anything else, they still don't get it. And they still do not educate their clients, and they still feel that medication is the way to go, and science has already proved medication will never reverse type 2 diabetes or any disease. It never does. So the only way you can there's only one way to do it, and that's to do it naturally and to do it with certain foods, and then to do it with intermittent fasting. And this is what's going to keep it off, or this is what's going to keep your type 2 diabetes in control for the rest of your life. It's all driven by the types of foods you are eating. Okay? And so that all goes along with your cravings. You have to get the hormones that are causing your cravings under control. And if you do it for a while, and then you decide that you want to go back to your carboholic ways, or go back to eating more sweets because you want to, then your hormones are going to get jacked up again, and you're going to have that issue of cravings again. Now, if you keep yourself on a protocol that works for a period of time, say a year or two, then your body, you become ketone adapted and fat adapted to a point where you're not going to have those cravings anymore. I mean, I'm human, and people sometimes get offensive when I say no, I don't need dessert, or no, that's okay, I don't want a baked potato or something like that. Sometimes it's funny because I don't have a craving for starchy carbs anymore. And it's not because I'm forcing myself not to eat it. No, I'm not forcing myself. I just don't have a craving for it. And when it comes to dessert after a meal, because Emily and I are so fat adapted and ketone adapted, neither one of us we don't have that craving. Now, if I feel like it, yes, I can. I will. And I've done it before. So I'm human. I do every once in a while go ahead and have some ice cream or whatever. But it's not because I'm craving it. It's just because I feel like doing it. And so I could go another 6 months without it. I have no... it's like I said, your body gets so acclimated on eating healthy that you mentally really don't have much choice when it comes to eating high carb meals or sweets, because you just don't want them. Some people react to them where they just don't feel good, and they only need to learn once how they feel, and they won't do it again. What I do is most of the time I don't feel good if I have a lot of sweets at one meal, and the next day my shoulders are aching really bad and I don't feel good. But I still do it. And as I get deeper and deeper in fat adaptation, it seems like those issues are going away. But that doesn't mean that I can continually do that 2 to 3 times a week, because eventually I will get a side effect from doing that. So I don't do it. And so, guys, if you stick with if you're consistent with your high-fat, low-carb meals, and if you're combining it with intermittent fasting, over 6 months to a year's time, you can look forward to where food is no longer going to run your life. Desserts are no longer going to run your life. um, looking forward to having desserts. That doesn't happen anymore because you can now mentally take it or leave it. But what's really cool psychologically is that you know, because you are so fat adapted and ketone adapted. By the way, guys, you can go to Amazon.com and you could type in books and then type my name, Bill Mabry, and I wrote a book about what is ketone or fat adapted and ketone adapted and what are the benefits of it. And I also wrote a book in there on the good, the bad, and the ugly about hormones, which will explain your fat burning hormones, how to activate your fat burning hormones, and then how to depress your craving hormones. So both those books are in there if you want to go in there and view them. So guys, like I said, a lot of people seem to have this issue when they're first starting out on their new weight loss diet. And we've developed a couple of ways to actually help our clients at the very beginning depress their cravings for carbs and sweets before they even happen by incorporating a couple of protocols into their meals that will actually help them depress that hormone that's going to cause their cravings. And it's really funny, guys, because the protocols that we've introduced to them are pretty common and they're free. You imagine that? You don't have to buy a pill to depress your appetite when you can get it for free naturally, and you have to have it anyway. And so it goes right along with the hormones, guys. I mean, if your electrolytes are out of balance, you're most likely going to have food cravings along with it. So there's ways that we are able to blow through, or even not even have those cravings when first starting out. Okay, guys. So like I said, guys, real quick, it's not, guys. Don't think you don't have the willpower to do your diet or to be successful in losing weight, because it's not about your willpower, guys, and it's not your fault. It's about hormones, and your hormones have been pretty much out of control for quite a few years. So you have got to first identify what your issue is before you can even fix it. And when you do that, then your weight loss goals will most likely be reached, and you will be successful in getting the body that you're looking for. And there's, guys, there is no age limit at all. Emily and I have proved that. And so all you have to do, though, is you've got to have a good mindset, and then along with the right tools, and that could happen. Okay, you guys can go to my Fat Loss Made Easy Facebook group page, join that. I have a free ebook in there on the mistakes that beginners make, and I also have a free book for those of you that are looking to reverse type 2 diabetes. It's a book that's called Lowering Your Blood Sugar Levels. And then, of course, I've got some of my favorite fat-burning recipes in there that you can look over. And I add others every so often, okay? So, guys, I hope this video had some value and you're able to take something from it. And I'll see you guys at the next video. Have a great day.